Today I'm going to share about working from a place of alignment instead of hustling. And for those of you who are listening to this on audio, I'm holding a jacket up that says hustle with a line crossing the word hustle, and a line is right underneath it. I definitely know a thing or two or 100 about hustling. But I am also learning a lot about alignment. And today is day 3 from the BBD Live Business by Design conference. And I really experienced today what it means to be alignment. Not that I haven't experienced it before, but even more so today. And you will understand why as I share this story. In the last, I would say, 8 years or so, I have spent close to $150,000 in coaching. And this is coaching literally from anything from really real estate to music to my business. And for the most part, that's it. Like the real estate, music, business, licensing, learning how to be, certification program, all these things. And yeah, close to $150,000 in coaching alone. And I'm not even counting the amount of money that I've spent on training my body, right? So that's also coaching, but in a different way, I guess. But training my body for movement, right? Like when I went into overdrive and trained for stunts, and I trained anything from gun training to wire work to all sorts of different martial arts, and the amount of money that I spent that year, literally just on training stunts alone. And then, of course, the years of training that I've put into aerial. So that 150,000 is literally just strictly on in the last 8 years of my growth in real estate and music and in business. And is it worth it? Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I question myself too, but I spent $10,000 on a 1-year mastermind for real estate. And I am very much an action taker. I don't just, when I pay for something, for a program, I do not take it lightly, and I do the work because I am a doer. Gosh, I've been a doer my entire life. And I'm learning how to just be. But I spent $10,000 on a real estate mastermind, and I did, out of that mastermind, I learned how to invest in real estate, and we did purchase, 3 additional rental properties because of the stuff that I learned. I purchased another real estate program training. I think it was $7,500 on note investing. And out of that note investing, I did purchase a note, and we actually, in fact, sold that note this year, and did get profit out of that. I did go into a private investing, not private investing, it was private funding. You learn how to be a private funder for investors. That was, I believe, also a $7,000 course. That one I did not do anything about because we kind of ran out of funds. We realized we can't be a private funder, a private lender. It was how to be a private lender. We can't be a private lender if we don't have funds. So, but actually I still know how to go into private lending if I want to. So later on, hopefully as, my business grows, then we'll have funds and I can actually be a private lender. So that's down the line, but I did learn that. But gosh, there's just so many things. The amount of coaching that I have paid for has been crazy. And there's such a thing as hungry. This is what I learned this, and not that I don't know this, but just kind of hearing it from another person kind of teaching it, and also from a person that her name is Natalie Ellis from Boss Babe. She has built a freaking multi-million-dollar business, and she has an incredible story, incredible story that I encourage you to look up if you don't know her already. But there is such a thing as, she was teaching about hungry versus empty, operating from a place of hunger versus operating from a place of empty. There's nothing wrong with being hungry. There's nothing wrong with having the drive, the hunger for more, the hunger to learn more, to be better, right? There's nothing necessarily wrong with that, but there's something wrong with that if you are combining that with operating from a place of emptiness. So I think what I've realized as I look back in my experiences is that I'm that person who's hungry to learn for more, who's hungry to do more, who's hungry to grow. And so I do feel that I've operated from that place, and I don't think it really is from a place of emptiness for the most part for a while, until actually in the recent years that I realized that the reason why I went into overdrive and signing up for even more coaching and even more masterminds is because I'm starting to kind of suddenly get scared, because I'm signing up for all these things, and yes, I am doing the work, but then I am not seeing the return in my investment financially. And part of the reason why I'm not seeing the return on my investment financially is because when you're signing up for so many coaches and so many masterminds, then you have so many voices speaking into you, so many suggestions and coaching coming into you. And now you're like, well, I will do them all, because that's me. I'm that person who will like, you're saying I'm doing this? Yes, coach, I'll do that. And then this other coach tells me, you're saying that you should do this? Yes, coach, I got it. I'll do it. I'm the yes coach person. So all of a sudden, I'm seeing that I'm getting scared because I'm signing up for all these things and then spending so much money on coaching. Meanwhile, my business, if I'm not signing up for all of these crazy coaching, my business is making money. The problem is my business is not making any money because everything that flows into the business is literally just put back into all these coaching that I'm paying for. And mind you, they're not cheap coaching. Okay. So finally, I met this guy named James Wedmore. I met him, this weekend today personally, but I met him online. He didn't meet me. I met him. I saw him online. And I signed up for his course. There we go again. I signed up for his course earlier this year, June of 2004. And it was a 2,997 self-study course. There's some coaching, there's some coaching with his trained coaches, but it's not like one-on-one coaching. It's really up to you to watch everything and put everything into implementation. But somehow, and I always kind of feel this. It's like, there's going to be something good from this. I promise this is it. I think this is it. And this time, this is it. This time, this is it. I finally found the coaching. If there's only one coaching I could choose, it would be this. Because I have gone through so much coaching, and I'm a very coachable person. I follow, and as I already said, I'm a yes coach person. You tell me what to do, I will implement the heck out of what you tell me to do. The difference with James' course is that he really gives you a step-by-step blueprint of what you need to do to actually earn money in your business, right? But it's not just the earning. It's actually really being clear on who you serve, what you do, and how that fits into the overall lifestyle of what you want to do as a business owner. Because business is an addition to your life. It does not take over your life. And I'll talk about that a little bit more later. But the thing about James is that he makes it so simple. Business is simple. You have an offer, you make an offer, and you make that offer to as many people as possible. That's it, right? So you have an offer, that's your product or your service. You make an offer, because if you don't make an offer, how are people going to know to buy from you if you don't actually make that offer? And number 3, you get that offer in front of as many people as possible, right? As many people that are in alignment with who you're offering it to, right? So obviously, I'm not going to make an offer to dentists if my product or my service is not for dentists, right? So I have to get in front of the people that I'm serving and make that offer to them. Get in front of them, make that offer to them, and then obviously offer them the service or the product. And it's just that simple. The more you offer and the more you get in front of more people, the more money you'll make in your business, right? And, as I said, it's not about money, right? But today I witnessed, right, a room full of people today. We closed out the event today. A room full of, a lot of them are already successful entrepreneurs. A lot of them some of them are starting. It was a mix of people in the room, right? But there were a lot of entrepreneurs there who are like, they had a panel of 7-figure entrepreneurs, and they're just regular people like me, like you, regular people who got a hold of their vision. They want to serve people. They put their business online so that they can serve more, right? If your business is online, you obviously are able to reach more people because you don't have that demographics, that location brick and mortar limitation. And today I witnessed the whole room today raise about $250,000, $251,000. We all gave money into the charity this week called Charity Water. And James said that it was the biggest money that has been raised so far at this live event that he holds once a year. It's a 3-day event once a year. And because it's a room full of entrepreneurs are usually very, very giving people. The reason why we do business and the reason why we want to make the money that we want to make is because we want to be able to have that capacity to serve and bless other people with our finances. Gosh, like I have charities I want to support. I have causes I want to support. I want my own, later on, like a freaking cat cafe that has a dog park, that has a amphitheater for performances that we can host for children that we have given scholarships to for music and movement. And then they come over here and they learn about music and movement and life skills. And we have this whole production that I can just produce all on my own, like as far as financial goes, right? Because I have those funds. That's what I would love to do. I would love to have a tree adventure park because of my love for adventure, where you can hold like team building activities and it's your own adventure park. Gosh, there's just so much that I want to do. There's so much that money can do for you. And if you have an amazing heart for people, gosh, that money can go a long way, because money is not the root of evil. It's our greed. It's our insatiable desire for money that's the root of evil, right? But the money itself, it's not evil. It's just a tool. So I witnessed that today. And James, he is a $20 million entrepreneur. His I don't even know really actually how much his revenue is, gross revenue a year, but he has this story where he went from $2 million to $10 million in 1 year. That is also an incredible story in and of itself. His leap was just a quantum leap in his business. And it actually came from a very, very difficult time in his life. There was a very difficult time. Someone was suing him, and he had this crazy fear that he was going to lose everything. And instead of surrendering into that fear, he stepped out, faced that fear, and his business actually, at the time that he got sued, he was able to grow his business from $2 million to $10 million in 1 year. And that was years ago. And I know that he is way past $10 million now a year. And I share all of this because going back into verse hunger versus empty. So I've been panicking because basically I've been paying for all of these coaching things and nothing is coming back because I am building way too many bridges. When you have too many voices in your head, you have too many coaches telling you what to do, you tend, especially if you're a yes coach kind of person, you will follow all of these directions, and now you're building this bridge, and now you're building this bridge, and then this bridge, and then this bridge, and then this bridge, and then this bridge, and you're wanting to go from here to here, and then all of those bridges are never built all the way through. So then my attention is, trying to catch like 5 different rabbits all at once, and I end up not catching any rabbit. And finally with James, I just really understand now, and I've learned this too from other people, right? I've learned the concept of like focus on one thing. I've learned the concept of but being clear on who you serve, being clear on what you want to do. I know all these things already, but I think the difference with James is he really has a step by step freaking the process, man. The process is just ridiculous. It is so clear that if you follow it, it's not that it will happen like that, right? But it's that your success is truly inevitable. It's going to happen if you follow it. And so I sat there today, and today was the last day of enrolling in the BBD Live. That's Business by Design BBD Next Level, not BBD Live, BBD Next Level, that's Business by Design Next Level. So what I enrolled in this June was his self-study course, right? With like a little bit of group coaching on the side. And then the next level above that is called Next Level, and it's his mastermind for the people who now want to go further, instead of the once a year event that I get to go to, right? Like, which is this event that I've been in this past few days. You get like 4 different events and then more coaching from him and really more touch point with him, because he's been doing this for 17 years now, in the online business space, and he's just incredibly successful. So he's coached thousands of people, and thousands of people have literally followed his system, and they have scaled this business to the moon. And so here I am. Hold on, just checking. Okay, it's still red. Okay, just want to make sure that we're still rolling. And so here I am. The enrollment for Next Level was due today by lunchtime. And yesterday I kept asking, like I literally kept asking God, like, do I enroll in this thing? Because I know that if I enroll in this thing, and especially because now I'm actually focused in a sense, not that I wasn't focused in growing my business before. I was focused in growing my business before, but I was just focusing on way too many different directions because I had way too many voices in my head, way too many coaches in my ecosystem of coaches, right? And so now that I know that this is the coach that's going to take me further, and I will no longer enroll in any other coaches, right? This is it. I know that if I go to Next Level Mastermind, which by the way is about $11,000 a year. So this is it would be an $11,000 payment. I know that I would succeed, no doubt. I just know it. I have no doubt in my ability to follow everything that he says. And because I've seen it work for others, then I know it will work for me too. Okay? Because I have a vision of same as all these other people that I saw there today who's standing in the panel, and they are called 7-figure entrepreneurs because they have scaled their businesses to 7 figures. And so I am that person who I want to sit on their seats, a year from now, 2 years from now, however long it takes me, to be that 7-figure entrepreneur with the service that I do, and because I love what I do and I believe in it so much. And so here I am, right? Really contemplating, do I spend another $11,000 in this Next Level Mastermind coaching, because he only offers it once a year. The enrollment is only open once a year. And yes, last night I've been praying. I said, God, like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And this morning I texted Lee. I said, babe, yes or no? And of course he has no context, right? He said, yes. I said, okay. And I said, do you believe in me? And he said, yes, of course he believes in me. Lee is super supportive, incredibly supportive in everything that I do, and encouraging and all good things, right? And then I'm like, yes and yes, okay. I guess I'm enrolling. Of course, he doesn't have the context of what I'm saying and what I'm asking. I'm just asking for, a sign. I'm just desperately asking for a sign. I said, God, please, okay, I'm going to quiet myself. So I was listening to the speaker, and I just kept quieting myself, and I kept quieting myself. And I realized the answer. If I do this, I will still be operating from a place of emptiness. And the reason for that is because all the other coaching programs I've done up to the point in just the last recent years, I'm not saying from the very beginning, I've operated from a place of hungry. I want to grow. And not that I'm not in a place of hungry right now. I'm still in a place of hungry. I want to grow. I want to learn more. But there's a lot of emptiness in my operation, like in the way I operate now, because of the fact that I am desperately wanting to make my money back on all these coaching programs that I have been, spending so much money on. And because my business is not actually making the money that I want it to make. And so I sat there and I said, if I do this, that means that it will require me to step up even more, because this is an $11,000 product, which means that I will work myself to the bone to literally do everything that they're asking me to do so that I can grow my business, right? And I know that's actually not what they're going to tell me to do, because with the way James works, the reason why the people that he coaches are so successful is because his whole thing is actually doing less. If you do less, you will actually be a lot more successful. And if you just do the most important things, get away with from all the fluff, trim off the fat, like whatever they want to call it, like you'll actually earn a lot more. You'll actually be a lot more successful. But I sat there and I knew that next level is going to be great for me, but I just knew that it wasn't the right time, because I actually really need to heal the operating from emptiness that's inside of me. And then I evaluated my life for the last like 2-3 years or so. I said earlier, business is an addition to your life. It's not supposed to take over your life. And what I've realized is that I have made my business my God. I have made my business the thing that I think about every waking moment, every second of my life. I have made it the thing that goes before my husband. I have made it the thing that goes before my prayer time. I have made it the thing that goes before me taking care of my body and actually nurturing my body more and being consistent with my practice and movement. I've made it the thing that goes before me playing the piano, which every time I play the piano, it gives me so much joy. I have made it the thing that has kept me at home and working 16-hour days and not even leaving the house for 3-4 days straight. That's the reality of it. And Lee would sometimes tell me, babe, have you gotten outside today? You need to go outside. And I would just be like, I would open the door and I would stick my head outside and I'd be like, there you go, I went outside. And I close the door and I sit back on the couch and I start working again. And so I sat there today and I felt this surge of energy go through me, and it was such a clear no. Going into this other coaching program is going to be amazing. It's going to be no doubt amazing, and it's going to no doubt supercharge me to the moon with my business goals. However, it's not the right time. Because what I really need to do is to actually put my energy and my finances back more into getting therapy for myself, getting therapy for Lee, getting therapy for both of us in a marriage counseling setting, because we both have a lot of trauma in our life. Me, him individually, and us together. We've gone through some heavy things in the recent years, and we really actually need to come together and find that place again. And not that we don't love each other. We love each other very much. I love Lee, and he loves me, and he supports me in everything that I do. But we need to find that connection again. And I feel like every time I talk to Lee, all I talk to him about is my business. And I put my business in front of him every single time. You know, I choose my business over him, over God, over myself, over everything else. Sometimes my dad calls me, and I love my dad, and sometimes I can't even like talk to him because I'm like, Dad, I'm really busy right now. I gotta finish this. And that's not okay. So instead of signing up for another coaching program, instead of overdriving, overwhelming, overworking myself, I've decided that this year I am just really going to put my relationship first. And whatever gets done in the business. Whatever doesn't get done, doesn't get done. And I'm not going to, you know, supercharge myself and force myself to meet those goals, meet those goals that the door just, whatever, okay. I don't want to supercharge myself into overdrive to try to meet those goals in a timeline that I want just because of my ego. You know, yeah, I want to get to my first, you know, $1 million revenue a year. That's what I would love, right? And then from there, I want to keep going, right? I just keep going, and it's not even worth it, you know. I mean, all of those people today that spoke in the panel, who are the 7-figure entrepreneurs that started just like me, a lot of them shared their story that they were like, oh yeah, they were just sitting in my seat, and you know, in the audience seat, like just like us, watching them. They were there in our seats, and watching the people in the panel, and also started their business from zero, from scratch, from hardships, from confusion, from not knowing, from started their businesses out of you know, a divorce, out of a death, out of a loss, out of miscarriages, out of debt, out of just so many hardships. And yet those people are sitting there right now and are now 7-figure entrepreneurs. And yes, I want to be like them, but every single one of them has also said that it will happen, but you can't force your way through it, number one. And number two, it actually happens the moment you put your values first. And for me, my value is my relationship with God, my relationship with Lee, my relationship with my friends and my family. That's my value, you know. And yes, my relationship with my families that I work with, my students, but they're still my clients, you know. Like, I love, and that's a problem with me because I work with kids. I tend to really be attached to them. Like, I love them so much. I love all my students so much, and I want to be that person for them that just knows that Miss Cat is there. Miss Cat is going to be there for them, you know? And that's why I care for them so much. And that's why I do all the things that I do, because I love them. And I just want to show them in my own little way, especially because it's online and I don't get to see them, hold them, hug them, you know, and just really show them that I care for them. I feel like sometimes I do overcompensate. I send them gifts, I send them stuff, but it's just my way of just showing them that I think about them, you know? And I think when you're working with kids, with families, sometimes it's hard to like put a boundary and say they're still your clients, Kat. They're still your clients, and your family still comes first, you know. And it's hard because they're my clients, but I really do see them as part of my family. That I really genuinely see them as an extension of my family. Even if they don't see me that way, to me, I see them that way. That's, you know, and that's why it's hard for me to detach myself sometimes from my business, from all that I do, because of, you know, my attachment to their well-being, to their growth. Yeah. And I guess that's a lesson that I also need to learn, that I need to not hold on so much to that and detach myself from the results of, you know, what they're getting. And gosh, that's another lesson on its own. But basically, what I've learned is I'm aligning my values. Going back to the beginning of my story here, is that I'm aligning my values. I am aligning who I am and really and truly what I value to my business. I'm not making my business align. I'm not making my business dictate what I do. I'm making my values, I'm making my business be in alignment with my values. And so I'm really proud of myself. I am super proud of myself because I'm one of those people where it's like, next level? Yeah, sure, sign me up. You can pretty much sell me anything. When it comes to like personal growth and mastery and all this stuff, you can sell me anything. I am all for it. I will sign up for it and I will do the freaking work because I enjoy working. I'm one of those kids that actually enjoyed homework. So no surprise here that I will sign up for mastermind so that I can give myself more work. Yep, that is no surprise. So yeah, I'm just so proud of myself today that I did not actually sat and I let the answer come to me, and I was seeking the answers. Like I feel like I was asking God for the answers, and I knew that the answer was going to come, but I was ready to sign up for it too. I was ready. The application form was already in my bag. It was ready to go, and I was like, at any moment now, God, if you say yes, I'm going. I'm going. I'm signing up. $11,000. Take my money. Money that I don't have. I'm just kidding. But seriously, like it's really crazy because I signed up for so many coaching. But I'm proud of myself to have first of all actually sat down to listen, taking some breath work and listen, and second, really being open to the voice that's coming in and showing me so clearly, like, Kat, it is a no, and this is the reason why. It's because if you say yes to that, you're going to be in overdrive again. You're going to be operating from a place of emptiness, not hunger, but you're just going to be doing this, right? Because you're just so empty to try to get yourself out of this hole that you've dug. And all that's going to do is it's going to put your business again in front of everything else that you value and everything else that you said that you're doing this business for. Because to be honest, I'm doing this business because I want freedom, right? I have this dream of like retiring Lee from his work. Like I want my business to make so much money he doesn't have to work, that he gets to also do what he wants to do, because all these years he's been freaking supporting me. My love for dance, he supported that. Like my love for real estate, he supported that. My, like, hey, here's a $10,000 course that I want to take. He's like, sure, go for it. You know, it's crazy. So I want him to be able to be free and do the things he wants to do too. And so the thing that I say, hey, I want my business to be successful so it can give me freedom to have more time with my family and, you know, and Lee and friends. And here I am, it's taking me away from it. So that ends today. Tomorrow I'm going to go back and fly back to LA, and it's a Sunday, and I have a ton of things to do. And especially because of today, of the last 3 days, I already got a download of how I need to pivot my offer that I just launched, and all these things that I need to do to test and put out there. But tomorrow I am not going to work. I said it. The moment it came out of my mouth, I'm like, did I really just say that? Did I really just say that? Because that's the problem too, because I actually love to work. That's the problem, because I'm a freaking workaholic. And the problem about that is realizing that it probably has come from some sort of trauma where I feel like the need to always do something. I can't just sit still and actually be okay and be at peace with myself. I mean, look at now. It's literally like almost 1 a.m. I have a flight at 7 a.m. Here I am talking about alignment with my values. Apparently, I don't value my health. Oh my gosh, I'm such a walking contradiction sometimes. But I just had to get this out today because I feel like I was in a flow. I was recording an episode every single night when I got back into my Airbnb after the full day event. We've been there since 9 a.m. this morning. 8 a.m. actually for me. I got in early and got a little bit of coaching done this morning, and it's now almost 1 a.m. I have a 6 a.m. flight, and here I am still recording this episode. But it's okay, because tomorrow I ain't working. I'm aligning my business to my value, and I'm going to show the world. That doesn't really matter. I'm just saying, like, I'm just gonna prove it to myself. That's it. That I can do this. I can put myself first. I can put my husband first. I can put God first. I can put my family first. I can put my friends first before my business. I can work from a place of alignment and not hustling. I can do this. Thanks for listening.